I'm a 49th level ranger. No, I put the hood up because it's raining. Not that it makes much difference to my hair. Anyway, good morning again. I just made a video on my way home yesterday, so 2 videos 2 days in a row. Not bad, I think. In my upload rate. Let me adjust this a wee bit. There we go. So I've been noticing a lot of people on the Dem side coming out in support of Joe Biden, which is, I don't know, mind-boggling to me. They've tipped their hand. You know, they've decided, the DNC has decided, here's who we're picking. The fact that he did as well as he did on Super Tuesday, which, if you recall, I said may have been the result of some shenanigans, but I don't know for sure. The fact that 2 people who, until recently, were on stage calling this man everything in the book, have now come out to endorse him. Kamala Harris came out to endorse him after Kamala called him racist on the debate stage. She posted a tweet yesterday saying, "I'm about to go on stage with my good friend Joe Biden." And I tweeted her, "Don't you mean your good friend and racist and senile child fondler Joe Biden?" Anyway, it just seems so strange that these people who, you know, were tearing one another apart on the debate stage just a few weeks ago are now getting in line behind one contender. It's one thing to say, okay, yeah, I tacitly endorse him, but to be all enthusiastic about it after you called the guy a racist. So which is it? Were you disingenuous then, or are you disingenuous now? You're a politician, so I'm inclined to think you're disingenuous as a matter of course. I don't know. Brainlet, Shoe on Head, June, who on her Brainlet channel posted a video yesterday basically expressing the same thing. How are all these people supporting Joe Biden? And she made a funny, or not a funny, but she made kind of like a prediction that the DNC doesn't really care about beating Trump. They know they can. They just don't want Bernie to get the nom. They don't want him to get the nomination. And I think that's kind of cynical. Maybe they've just looked at it and said, look, we're not going to win against Donald Trump on this unless something drastic and seriously terrible happens. And let's hope for that. But we're not going to beat him. So they're just like doing a scorched earth kind of like, we're just going to, you know what, we're going to put Biden up there. Yeah, he's going to lose, and he's probably going to lose badly. But it won't matter because Bernie wasn't the nominee. Because we can't let the party get taken down that socialist hellhole path. That may be the case. I mean, the reason they're not letting Tulsi is purely personal against her. The reason they're not letting Tulsi proceed with debates, they changed the rules at the 11th hour just before, or not 11th hour, but right after Super Tuesday, when she technically qualified by all DNC rules to be a member or to be participating in the debates. They changed the rules so that she couldn't participate in debates. And she's been on social media saying, hey, Bernie, you should be principled like you were, I think in 2016, when he said, if so-and-so can't debate, then I'm not going to participate either. It was another candidate. I can't remember exactly when. But he should be principled this time too. Say, look, if Tulsi's not debating, I'm not debating either. Which would be great for the Biden team because they don't want to put him on stage anywhere. Because the guy is disintegrating as we speak. I just can't fathom it. They've got it. You know what? They should swallow their pride and say, you know what? The best candidate we have right now left in this race is Tulsi Gabbard. She's by far the most cogent, She appeals to moderates and centrists. She's the only one who can actually take support away from Donald Trump in terms of the independents and the undecideds. And they're not running her based on a personal feud with her over her lambasting them in the 2016 primary season, when she came out and spoke out against the DNC for rigging the primary. She's dead to them. Even if she could win against Donald Trump, which I don't think is possible, but she's the only one who could put up a decent fight. And she's the only one who could actually bring the Democratic Party back to a more sane and reasonable and moderate trajectory. I don't know. It seems crazy to me. But maybe Shu's right. Maybe the whole point is they're gonna give Trump his 4 years and harangue him the entire time, and try and make his legacy, like taint his legacy to make him look like, a bad president, and this long dark nightmare of 8 years. That's what they're gonna do. And while they try and get their house in order, and I don't know that they can, because they don't seem to have a long-term plan or strategy. Someone who was it yesterday on Twitter was saying they're linear thinking. I think it was Michael Knowles. They might be able to take advantage of an opportunity to attack Trump, but they're thinking linearly, and they don't have a long-term plan, and they're not agile enough to actually make any gains or steer their boat, you know what I mean? I don't know. So maybe that's their plan all along. Maybe they're looking at the numbers, they're looking at the candidates, they're going, okay, fine. Trump's got this one this year. Let's just make his life hell. Let's just continue to make his life hell. Here's the problem, though. They very well are, risking losing the House. They're probably going to lose the House. Trump's probably going to win in a landslide. And I expect that the Republicans will maintain the Senate as well. So what is that going to mean for them? They're going to be in opposition without any party, without any power, I should say. So how are they going to harangue him? They're not going to count for anything. I mean, they could float articles of impeachment in the House, but if you don't have the majority, what's the point? I don't know. It seems very, very strange time for me, and I just I'm not sure what they're thinking, or maybe I'm completely blind to their strategy. Now, here's what some people have put forward. James Woods on Twitter has put this forward. Biden will get the nomination. He'll pick Hillary Clinton as his running mate. But I may have mentioned this before. Biden will, if he wins the election, which I doubt he would, he'll step down after a month or two, and voila, Madam President. Which, let's be honest, that's the only way she's ever going to get the presidency. If she came out and ran now, she'd be no better off than she was in 2016. And I know people will say, oh, well, she won the popular vote. Yeah, but that doesn't count for shit. That's like saying I got the most yards. Except, now wait a second. If she runs in the 11th hour, she comes out just before the convention and decides she's going to run. Now, there are 15 states who have recently made the decision, passed laws, that would award their electoral votes to the national popular vote winner. So, she could technically win in that sense then, but only with a legitimately rigged system, right? So these states, I think Virginia's one of them, they're basically saying, you know what? We've decided that our state's constituents' votes don't matter. We're going to let California and New York decide. And I don't think it'll pass constitutional muster, but you never know. So in that case, I guess Hillary could win if she decides to run at the 11th hour, just prior to the convention. Which if she was going to do it, that's when she'd probably do it. James Wood seems to think she's going to run. Maybe she is. I think she should pack it. Sorry, I gotta wait for traffic here. All right. Anyway, I'm almost at work. Just wanted to muse on the whole Democratic candidate field, and yeah, give you my 2 cents. Thanks very much for watching. You all have a great day. Stay dry if you're in Ontario. It's pretty rainy today. And like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much. Talk to you all later.